Hello there, everyone. Today I am going to be extending my thoughts on Goviex Uranium because after doing the first one, I was contacted, or I saw a few comments, I should say, from a few people. Most of them were quite polite, quite nice in telling me that I was perhaps mistaken about the all-in sustaining cost, although I did receive some comments, and again, I'm not pointing to anything in particular, but perhaps on different platforms where people insinuated that maybe I should do more due diligence or check my numbers or check with the CEO or something before spreading misinformation. Now, obviously, I did not intend to spread misinformation. I will get into what I saw and what people seem to think in a second. But this is mainly in relation to their costs. So again, disclosure, I am long Goviex Uranium at the time of this video, so I'm not saying they suck or anything like that. I'm just going into what I see. Okay, so like I said, Twitter comments, people say that maybe I should relook at what Goviex's all-in sustaining costs are. I said that I thought it was effectively $48 per pound. Well, people um, seem to be under the impression that it's $36 a pound. So why do people think it's 36? And in all fairness, they have a great reason to. There was an interview where Daniel Major, the CEO, talked about the costs, and he was asked about all-in costs, and he said OPEX $24, CAPEX around 12, and then he said, and this is me quoting, so the all-in capital is 36 for the life of mine, which sounds like, yes, all-in sustaining costs would be 36 if that were completely accurate and taken at face value. Plus, the presentation says, like I'll get to in the next slide, OPEX 24, CAPEX 12. Obviously, there's a few cents here and there, but that would be 36. So why did I, in my previous video, say 48? Well, if you look at the same slide where it says OPEX 24 and OPEX and CAPEX 36.4, as you can see here, it also says break even U308 NPV 8%, which is common discount for this commodity, $48. Okay, so in a presentation where you're trying to be accurate but look your best, why would you say break even if you mean incentive, which is what some people are thinking it is, which it easily could be a misstatement for them, or I could be misunderstanding. That's completely possible. So I, of course, considered the possibility that I'm wrong, which I like to do because I don't know everything. No one does. But so I looked through the technical report, which granted was done in 2015, so there may be some improvements between then and now. But looking at the assumptions used, the main report was assuming $70 uranium, $70 per pound, and an NPV 8% had like $343 million net present value, I believe, um, at a discount of 8%, which seems reasonable. But if you look in the same thing, the assumption or the at one point it says break even NPV equals 0 for the project is $48 per pound. And why would they use in their new report, if the numbers have materially changed, the same wording, break even, $48, if it was no longer accurate? Similarly, obviously a company wouldn't go into production and deplete their asset to make $0. Where I believe some of the confusion may be arising is maybe different people have different definitions or understandings of all-in sustaining costs. When I say all-in sustaining costs, I mean like all the costs. And you can see on this screenshot here on the right what is in all-in sustaining costs beyond the OPEX and the CAPEX, which are significant factors, but there's also sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars in mine closure costs and depletion costs and such. So that does make a difference. Now, in this case, I don't know what is being included in their OPEX and their CAPEX calculations. It's because it's not necessarily super standardized in terms of the terminology. Now, you may think it's now odd for me to say this, but obviously their all-in sustaining cost is not 48. It's that is the case because of math and discounting net cash flows and future values and interest rates and stuff like that. But I'm just saying that effectively it is. But if $36 is the all-in sustaining cost, then obviously all-in sustaining cost doesn't mean much in the context of mine finance and mining and such, which is why I prefer to look at 48 because it's effectively 48. So the other thing people seem to be implying is that the 48 is the incentive price, which again, I don't necessarily agree with unless there's some new technical report that I haven't seen, because 48 is where the project is worth 0. Obviously above 48 it's worth something. But I would think they need probably at least $65 and likely $70 because the report was based on $70, although 65 is plausible, to go into production. So I just look at 48 because at 48, if at $48 uranium the project is worth nothing, then prices above that give it cash flow. And so, and if that's not why we need all-in sustaining costs, I don't really know what is, but I hope that assumption explains my side of this. So everyone, thanks for watching. That's just my side of this. I don't hate your stock. I'm not rooting against your stock. I'm just giving you what I see with regards to different stocks. If I'm wrong and you have information or you have definite proof that I'm wrong, I don't mind. That's fine, show me. But when it comes to definitions and stuff and he said, she said type things, I mean, I'll gladly look at it, but I really like getting to a final answer and hope that I have either helped you get to a more definitive answer or you have some additional information that I haven't seen yet that would make me think that I'm wrong. And if so, please kindly share it. I'd like to see it. Until then, have a great day and catch you next time.